Hey guys, Jim here, hunting, fishing, praying. Been super busy with work, not been able to post a whole lot, a few shorts here and there, but been getting some knives, been picking up a few knives, some new old stock. I had some stuff come in from the mail, had a knife I took forever to get here, it seems like, from deep South Cutlery. Hopefully get to share that with you guys. Just some miscellaneous knife talk and just some stuff I picked up recently. Some stickers and some different things. So hopefully this will get us in a direction of catching up, and appreciate you guys and hope you enjoy the video. Hey guys, Jim here. Welcome back to the channel. Like in the introduction, I just want to go through some new old stock items that I've picked up and a few other pieces I've picked up, just antique stores, pawn shops, just traveling for work and just checking out and seeing what's available. And I did have some mail as well. I got a letter in this last week, and you guys, I think some of you guys have also been getting some mail from this particular gentleman, our buddy at Second Chance George. George had mailed out some channel stickers, and these are pretty awesome. I'll be putting these over on the bonus board and getting this to where we can get this showing off. George, I really appreciate that. He mailed these off, or mailed these to me, and had a nice note in there as well. Always challenging us to be safe. So George, I really appreciate that so much. And George had, I got another different package from George this last week, and he had been in, he had a video out a few weeks ago where he was at a antique store, and he was scanning through some of the cases, and I'm always looking for these guys, always. But he had shown, just unintentionally, just had shown through there one of these Prince Albert tobacco cans, and this is the only one that I get. I see these all the time when I'm traveling, but I always turn around and see if they have this advertisement, the old timer knife advertisement. And I've got one of these already with my old timers, and actually one of my other videos I've got that Barlow. But anyway, I saw that and I messaged George, and I mean he even had put me a couple bonus items in there. George, I appreciate that, brother. But I'd message him saying, George, if you go back there, man, grab that for me if you don't care, and I'll pay you for it. And he wouldn't have it that way, but he did go back and pick it up and mailed it to me. And he got a package from me in return. And I believe that he liked all of his items that I sent him and basically trade for that. But love this. This is in great shape. This is in much better shape than the one I've got. The one I've got, I think these are from the mid-'60s, but it had some rust on the inside. But, you know, you can buy these off of eBay, but to me the challenge is finding them in the wild, just, you know, finding them where you can. And somewhat finding them in the wild, right? I found them through George. So, but George, I really appreciate that. I appreciate you being so willing to come back and get that. I'm going to put that with my old timer display, and I really appreciate it. So I got another box from Wiggins, Mississippi. We all know what Wiggins is the home to, right? Old Deep South Cutlery, our buddies down at Deep South. And I've been keeping an eye out for these, and I had been really liking this color on these scales. I'd seen it on a couple other channels, and I'd seen it on Deep South and a few other places, and it's this lizard skin. And this is a mini trapper with a Warncliffe. It's got half stops, and man, oh man, this is definitely going in the pocket. This is not going to be just put up. This is definitely going to be carried. I've not carried it yet because I just wanted to get this video made, but man, I love it. I love the color. I love the burn on there. I love the Warncliffe blade. And yes, I had bid on this knife, and there was, I think it was a full size with the Warncliffe, and I had the bid one, and somebody snuck $1 in on me right before the third time, and I was like, you got to be kidding. So this one came up, and I don't know if I was bidding against the same guy or a different guy, and anyway, I was able to walk away and at least get the mini trapper and the with the Warncliffe. I wanted the Warncliffe. I wanted the lizard skin. I wanted the full size, but the mini is fine. I'm a big trapper fan, so very happy to have picked that up. So George, thank you, brother. Thank you for the stickers. We're going to get those put up. And Preacher and Stubbs and Seth and all those are friends down at Deep South. I got a good price on this, and those guys are top notch. Anytime you buy something from them guys, and I've bought, I think, at least 3 knives now. I want a knife from them. They're top notch. But let's talk about some other things. Let's talk about new old stock. So I was traveling and was at an antique store in the Georgia area, and saw these items. Now, guys, my experience has been with new old stock. Sometimes I can haggle with people, and antique stores is hard because, you know, a lot of these booths, the people aren't there working. Sometimes the people that are working there are willing to call. It seems like they're more willing to call if you sort of bundle some things together. So one booth that I went to had these items. Had these 3 items right here together. And I bought from this particular guy before. And I told the guy working there, I said, I'd like to have these 3. And he was asking this, and I was offering this. And I said, tell him it's the guy from Tennessee. And anyway, I feel like I got a pretty good deal. But this Camillus, I'm really picking up more and more Camillus, however you want to say it. But this is an electrician's knife. They call it a screwdriver knife. I call it electrician's knife. Made in the USA. I'm thinking this is from the mid-'80s. Now, I'm not for sure, just based off that Tang stamp. If you guys, just from my research on the Tang stamps, but was able to pick this up. This is just a cool knife, and it's just cool to find it in this, you know, in this packaging, this blister pack like this. You know, has the edge and all these other things. And I'd bought some new old stock from him before, and was happy to have this in my collection. So the 2 items I, you know, was really excited to get my hands on. I love, guys, I've got a knife addiction like we all do, but I really like Case, and I really like Schrade. And of course, I've got my butt collection, but I've been picking up more and more Schrade, Uncle Henry's and Old Timer. So he had this Uncle Henry in the box, 285 UH. This is the USA version of a trapper, and I've got one that I carry that I picked up at an antique store. It's not near as good a shape as this one. This one's got the paperwork and everything to go with it. I think this is from the 90s, from what I can tell, but it's got all the paperwork and stuff with it. This one probably won't see a lot of pocket time because I have one that's not just the same knife, just not as in good a shape. This thing is just, it's pretty much mint. There's the Schrade USA. Is that plus for stainless steel. I've not done anything to it. I mean, just a beautiful knife, and I love that Stagallon. Love these I love Schrade knives in general, Schrade USA knives in general, and love the Stagallon on that. Love trapper knives anyway, but was able to pick this knife up and just happy to have it. Happy to have it in the box. Happy to have it as part of my Schrade Uncle Henry collection. Yeah, absolutely. Pretty good price, but like I said, guys, price is relative, right? I try to buy as smart as I can from what I can go off at eBay and buy them for, but I really feel like I got a strong price on that. Definitely going to be part of my collection. Like I said, in my experience, you do pay a little more for new old stock. So, and this is another one. I've got a sharp finger knife, and it's a custom, not a custom, but one that was modified with some deer horn, and I'll show that on my handle. I'll show that in another video. But I saw this one. Only thing this one didn't have was the box. It's got the paperwork. It's not being carried or sharpened as far as what I can tell, but it's got all the paperwork with it, and it was just, you know, stuck right there inside the sheath. There's your Schrade sharp finger sheath. Now this one was cool, I thought, because it said Coal Miner's Companion on it. And there's the tank stamp, 152. Now this one does not have the typical brownish Delrin. This has got black Delrin, and I love it. It's going to be a great part of my old-timer collection. I'm going to put it up on my shelf and display it with my other old-timers. Like I said, new old stock. I feel like I really got a good deal on this one, and yeah, I'm happy to have it as part of my collection. Just a great knife. And then at another booth that I had bought from these people before, and here again I was able to get a hold of the owner of the booth through the person working the booth, the store there, and picked up these three. And we'll start with this one. This is another one that's going to be a part of my. I've got a scrimshaw collection that I've done. 1, 2, 3. I've got like 9 scrimshaw knives that of these, and if I find one, I pick them up. If I get them at a good price, I pick them up, and I love these scrimshaws. And I'm going to put this in my scrimshaw display case. I may do a video on that sometime, but new old stock, y'all. Now this one does have some company Abrams Construction, 1995, so that sort of dates it. This is the 530. I'm sorry, the 505 SC, 505 SC for the scrimshaw. This will probably be like your 80T, like a full-size Stockman. Beautiful knife. I don't think it's ever been carried. It's got the box, the paperwork. Just a beautiful, beautiful pocket knife. It's going to go in my scrimshaw collection for Schrade. So yeah, definitely happy to have that. So also in this booth, I saw this little Stockman. It's a Ducks Unlimited, and it's in bone. And from everything I can tell, it's got the box and paperwork. It don't have the paperwork, but it does have the box. Just a beautiful pocket knife. And this one is looks like antique bone. Just a beautiful little. I may carry this one. Sometimes I carry a little smaller knife, but just a beautiful, beautiful little pocket knife. This is a 80. If I can read that right, looks like an 87 pattern. I don't know if they still do the 87 pattern or not. Yeah, there's the tang stamp on that, and it is stainless steel, which that's okay. But just a beautiful, beautiful little Stockman. Was able to get it at a good price. It'll go good in with my Stockmans and my case collection. This one may be carried. Who knows? I may carry that one. And out of that same booth, I had seen this knife in this antique store several times, and I passed on it several times. And this style of knife, single blade, it's not huge, but just, you know, a little bigger. It's definitely bigger than this 87 Stockman, but single blade, somewhat like a Barlow. and I'm going to butcher the heck out of this name, but George Wostenholm, Sheffield, England, IXL. And I thought it was cool because it said oil the joints. And I'd seen these online, I'd seen them in other videos, and had checked this knife out before, and I thought, well, today's the day. The guy wanted to make a deal, so I bundled those 3 knives together. I have done some cleaning on this one, touched up the blade. I had put some information out on socials about trying to get some help aging these. I can't find any kind of a date chart. So if you guys have an idea of how old this knife could be, let me know. I would try to get you a little better view of a tang stamp, but yeah, that's it. And it says oil the joints. This thing has some, I mean, just gator snap, and try not to, but yeah, I've carried this a few days. Super great knife. Happy to have that that knife as part of my collection. So that was one visit to an antique store there in the Georgia area. Don't give away all my spots, but we'll just call it that. And I was over in Chattanooga, Tennessee a few weeks ago, and I saw that knife laying there, and it had these mother of pearl, quote unquote, but these celluloid, plastic, whatever you want to call them, Coralon, but it said buck, and I thought, oh, is that a buck? Is that, is that really a buck? And I picked it up and opened it, and sure enough, on the tang stamp, Buck USA, and it's a 303 with that date stamp, and I think this one's from the 90s. But yeah, it's a 303, and with these, I'd always seen the black synthetic. Seems like I've seen wood. I think I've seen bone once, but typically it's either the black synthetic that we all know these little Stockmans to be, or wood. This thing was brand new. I mean, it's got maybe carried a little bit, but it was as clean, clean as it could be. And I basically just had to wipe it down. The blades were in great shape. I wouldn't consider this to be new old stock. I didn't get a box or anything with it. This was sitting on the shelf at the pawn shop. And they had a price. I offered him a price and got a good price. Came from Chattanooga. The guy usually gives me pretty good prices on stuff there. But just a beautiful little pocket knife. And I may carry this one, who knows, but this will definitely be part of my buck, a slip joint Stockman collection. So yeah, just a beautiful little pocket knife. And then guys, I travel a fair amount for work, so I was in the Lebanon, Tennessee area at a pawn shop, and had bought a few knives from this guy, and walked in and saw that just laying there in the display case, and I thought, wow, full size folding hunter. And I've cleaned a little bit on this one, and I've got this one. Blade did not have on the close, did not have the best snap, but it had really good snap on the open, but on the close. But anyway, this is like I said, I've been picking up more and more of these. This is a Camillus 26, yeah, folding hunter. And guys, let me tell you, I mean, got the snap back in the main blade. This is the blade right here that, I mean, it's a gator. I mean, it has got some major snap open. It's some decent patina on the blades. Like I said, I may not do much more cleaning on this because I'm definitely going to carry it. I've got a full-size slip for folding. I've got sheaths too, but I've got a slip that make cutlery great again, made for me for a folding hunter, so I'll carry it in that. But I mean, it's a gator. It's a beautiful knife. I didn't see any cracks or chips. May have seen one little spot in that stagalon. I mean, it's just a beautiful knife. It's just a beautiful, beautiful full-size folding hunter. Check that out. I mean, yeah. I've not got to date this one yet. I'm assuming it's from the 80s, but it's all there. No lanyard hole, but anyway, it's all right. But yeah, this is definitely going to be carried. The lockup, everything is there. The 26 from Camillus. Yeah, definitely going to see some pocket time. But guys, that's what I've been picking up. I appreciate y'all watching the video. I've got some more videos planned. Just like I said, just been really super busy with work. But I appreciate George sending me the tobacco can to go with my other tobacco can and old timer collection. And the guys at Deep South love this knife. Definitely will be carrying this. And let me know what you guys think about new old stock. If you found some good new old stock items, I try to pick those items up like this, and I don't know if I had ever shown this one. I think I picked this up before I started my channel. This is a 2023 case mini copper lock with carbon. Got a phenomenal deal on this. I couldn't believe it. I snatched it up as quick as I saw it in the antique store, of all places, an antique store. But may end up opening that one and carrying it, and then have found this one. This companion, I don't think they make this anymore. I probably just leave this in the package. But let me know what you guys think about new old stock, guys. Do you find them? You find yourself maybe paying a little bit more from time to time? I do. I find myself paying a little bit more. But to me, it's worth it to go with some of these collections, and it's all perception, right? But thank you, George, for the decals. Thank you, Deep South Cutlery, for offering some great quality knives at a fair price, and hope you enjoy these knives that I've picked up as I travel. And guys, just remember, whatever you're carrying, you don't have to carry it alone. Appreciate you all watching the video, and we'll see you on the next one.